Hey guys, this is Andrew L. the Realtor, Andrew Liebenhaut. You can always contact me 954-394-7185 or AndrewLtherealtor@gmail.com. Today I want to talk to you about down payment assistance. It's something that is near and dear to my heart. I was a teacher for 9 years, could not really get to a point where I could get my down payment together. I was making my monthly payments on time with everything. I just couldn't get to that point where I had enough money at the time to do a down payment for a home. So I got into down payment assistance. My situation was I got $10,000 in a bond program through Hamilton Group Funding at the time. And I also was a realtor. So I purchased my home and I actually made money after I got my realtor commission. I actually made around $2,000 purchasing a home. So I was getting told from every realtor out there that it didn't exist, from lenders that didn't exist. And it's not that it doesn't exist, it's just for lenders, oftentimes it's not very lucrative. Because the rates are all set, everything on the back end is really set. And as a realtor, it's a little bit more work, and oftentimes it takes work just to research the programs that are actually out there. So the most common forms are the bond program, the city down payment and the county down payment programs, assistance programs. And then there are banks that have individual ones where they'll match your closing costs, etc. There's bank programs where they'll do 100% financing, etc. But the main ways of doing it is the bond program down here is the most typical one you'll see. And the way this works is basically they're going to get you money towards your down payment and or closing costs. And you have to be within a certain price range or how much you make. So I believe it caps out right around 70-something thousand. And so if you are making above that, you won't qualify. It changes per household. At the end of this video, I'll put a link to where you can find out more about it. But basically the way it works is, let's say you get 10 grand. There's an administrative fee through Lee County, who's the county that administers it through other counties. There's a fee through the lender to do it because it's pretty much the only way they actually make money on the loan. So let's say out of 10 grand, you might end up getting $7,500, $7,800. It's still good because it's money that you wouldn't have had. However, if you ever sell your home, refinance your home, you do have to pay it back in its entirety. But let me give you my situation. I bought a house at $225,000, used the $10,000 bond. About 2 years later, I sold my house for $275,000. Didn't mind paying the $10,000 back because I wouldn't have bought that home without that money. So that's typically how it goes with the bond program. There is other little stipulations, etc., and you can feel free to call me or email me and I'll go over that. The other thing is the city grants. Oftentimes the city is allocated money, whether it be through the state or however it's worked out. They have money for you that's just sitting there for a first-time home buyer, and sometimes not even for a first-time home buyer. Lots of times they have NSPs, which are neighborhood stabilization programs, which are aimed at certain areas of the city that they want to make sure that they're stabilized, which means that people are not moving in and out, there's not tons of renters, and that it's pretty much, they want to make safer communities for families that are actually staying in the community. Because when you stay in the community, right, you contribute to all the businesses around there, it creates a better environment, etc. So the neighborhood stabilization programs are something that you'll find, but you are going to be stuck into a geographic area within that city. The other thing is the city grants sometimes are not neighborhood stabilization programs, and they're just city grants. I've gotten somebody $35,000 from the city of Tamarack. I've gotten money from the city of North Lauderdale. I've gotten money from the city of Pompano. My partner just got someone $40,000 from the city of Pompano. And, you know, and my business partner basically just told the client, hey, you need to apply for this very simple process. You need to have a contract before you go into, before you actually go in to try to get your assistance. And once you have the contract, basically it starts from there. You need to have everything just like you're pre-approved. And the idea is they'll give you 40 grand, and that can go towards the purchase price and go towards the down payment. The best situation that I've had personally, besides myself, is I had somebody in Palm Beach who was buying a $200,000 home. Their closing costs and down payment, I believe, was all in, was about $9,000. After the bond and all the things that came out, it ended up that he came out of pocket somewhere around $2,000 or a little bit more to buy a $200,000, I believe it was a townhouse. And so that worked out great for him. So there's also the county down payment assistance, which depending on where you're purchasing, it changes. So that money is also there for you. So there's bonds, there's grants, there's neighborhood stabilization programs, and then at the very end, if nothing else can go through, lenders are tied into their rate, and there's a certain amount of money they make on the rate of your loan. Oftentimes, you can increase your rate, and if you increase those points on your loan, you're actually getting that money up front. So here's something to think about. If you're taking the bond program and you're staying in the house for 10 years, great. Then it definitely makes sense. If you're doing a short term, it does not make sense because you're going to be paying for all this right up front, which you have to pay back. And if you're living there for 2 years, maybe that's not worth it. And maybe getting the lender's credit up front is worth it. For instance, if you went from a 4.5 to a 5% interest rate, maybe that difference is only $50 to $100 a month. How long will that $50 to $100 take before it matches out the lender credit that you got? So if they get you $7,000 up front, you go and sell your house in 2 years, then you're actually ahead of getting paid that or paying that extra $50 a month. So again, this is Andrew, the Realtor. I hope this helped you a lot with the different types of down payment assistance. I specialize in it. I'd love to help you out, you and your family. Even if you just want to talk about it, I'm here. AndrewLtherealtor at gmail.com, 954-394-7185. And it's always my pleasure to speak to potential clients or even just friends and family who are interested in knowing more about down payment assistance. So hope to hear from you soon. Thanks. Bye.